Of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he... out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
Here's Gibson to start the drive. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. A big game here for Carson Wentz. He mostly got cheers. Some boos smattered him when he was announced before the game, but 35-32-1 was Wentz in his 5 years as the Phillies starter. His best year, well, you remember that one, 2017, finished third in MVP voting, but a knee injury ended his season late and opened the door for Nick Foles to carry the Eagles to a Super Bowl title. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wentz. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Jordan Davis brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. They'll go. It's Gibson. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, well, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. Here we go now on 1st and goal.
Check pass. Unlock right.
They'll run with Sanders. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Miles Sanders, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are on the board first here this afternoon. So a good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive, the 6 on the scoreboard.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Though certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up.
82.
From his end zone, it's Wentz on 3rd and long. He'll get this into the hands of Antonio Gibson. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. Tressway on 4th down is sent out to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. That'd be ideal.
Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. This defense for the Commanders, it's very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Throwing is Hurts. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
Black. 57. Kill. 74. 81.
Wentz now on 1st down. That's Samuel, caught left side. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
10 yards on the pickup.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll run with Gibson. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Throwing is Wentz. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. And the kick here no good, but a penalty flag is down. Looks like he got run into. And they'll accept that penalty. Extra point attempt to come here. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 18. They'll start with a handoff to Sanders. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll go again with Sanders. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Play action. Here's Hurts. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Powers through it. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for...
And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
19
Sanders. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
A gain there of 21 yards. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter. 14-7. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Wentz. sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. A give up the middle to Gibson. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. Shotgun now for Wentz. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important fourth down. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score.
Evades the tackler and now some space. And all the way down to the 39. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. Hurts. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on first down. Then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. 4 seconds left, and there's the timeout. In field goal range and a chance to tack on 3 before intermission. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help him out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Hurts sets up to throw it. He'll buy some time right. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Here's Hurts to throw. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Gibson here running out of the gun. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. To throw is Wentz. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Wentz. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Off to Thomas on the left side. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Wentz to throw for it on 4th. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. He's at the 50, the 30, past the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. So that a real wrench thrown in now for this offense. They're trying to make a game of this in the third quarter, but that is not going to help.
Yeah, partner, probably should have used a different tool on that play, right? That ultimately is the kind of play where you can lose a ball.
And now it's blocked. And now Washington has it. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. He's at the 30, 10, 5, and all the way into the end zone, and that's 2 points. Boy, at this point, I don't know what's going on down there. You got guys running one way on the pick-6 now, running the other way to return the blocked extra point.
It's almost like that guy went this way, but the other guy went that way. And guess what? Both of them scored points.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Now Wentz to try again after the pick-6. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling.
He's got a man complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. I tell you, when Carson Wentz can really step into one and get that 6'5" frame behind it, he can really launch it. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. From 19 yards away. And the Commanders are back within a score. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. It's a second down run with Sanders. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to third down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. He broke that line of scrimmage and then let it fly, and that's an automatic flag.
Yeah, and you know, you don't just lose the 5 yards there, but you lose it down as well. So he obviously needs to have better awareness about what he's going to do. Either tuck it and go or throw it to a target and get that pass away.
Second down, here's Hurts. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sanders. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's third down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense on third down today, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. They'll set up a throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a one-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Straight ahead, Gibson. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. The first down line at the 34 here on third down. Wentz now to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there's no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Sly able to put this one through. Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still a very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect him to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. They're going on 4th down with Hurts. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. They fake the give. Now Wentz. Pass complete. Finds Thomas going across the middle. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Commanders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now, the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. First catch for the Eagles' leading receiver from a year ago. It's a 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jonathan Allen in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be caught downfield by Brown. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 37. He'll look to throw. And Sanders has got it complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 10 more there and another first down.
Partner, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
Hurts a handoff to Sanders. Down at the 25. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Another run here with Sanders. And he is going to lose yardage here. From here, it would be a 45-yard field goal attempt. Certainly in range, but they'll look for more yardage on 3rd down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Back to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
The kick by Elliott is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So a big kick to get this back to even. And now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get into overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you. But you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Now Wentz. Pass complete, Thomas. And this is not going to be what they needed. They get a few here, but now 3rd down as the clock runs. Now the Commanders going to burn the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Back to throw, Wentz. There again is Thomas. They've gone to him a lot. And he's out of bounds to stop the clock. He gets a first, but just 10 seconds remaining. Wentz to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Incomplete pass there is probably the best scenario going because if he catches the football, clock's probably going to run out in that situation.
To throw is Wentz. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And he will be taken down, and that means we are headed to overtime. And we have free football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
And here in overtime, If the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball that gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more.
Okay, ready?
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. 95 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Right back to Sanders on 1st down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Throwing is Hurts. Man open, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And they're going to get this up to midfield. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
It's 3rd and 4. Big play here, trying to keep this opening drive of overtime alive. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance. You got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a 1st down. A give running left, it's Sanders. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. Hurts sets up to throw it. Got a man, it's Brown. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. He's at the 50, 30, 20. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. A lot more was on the line in this one than just defending your home field, CD. They defend their home field against a division rival and get the victory, so this one feels a little extra special.
It has to, right? There's always just a games like this. Everyone talks about playing each game the exact same way, but